So this is my brand used Chevrolet C1500. Got it at a tow yard, a local tow yard. I don't know how they got it or what the story was behind it. I didn't ask no questions. I was just like, you know what, it's a cheap truck, and I need a truck right now, so I bought it. Um, it looks okay for how much I paid. Um, it's not in the best shape, but honestly, it's pretty freaking straight, and the paint doesn't look that bad. Roof is a little rusty. Got some paint missing here and there, but I mean, the bed looks great. Wheels are in pretty decent shape. Um, I think even that cargo light works. It came with this toolbox, but I don't have the keys for it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just get rid of the toolbox. It's got this big heavy duty bumper on the back, and I'm not really sure. I can't imagine they were towing cars with this because it's a 1500. And I don't know. I don't know about that one. Maybe they were towing equipment or whatever with it. Um, Came with Texas plates. I have them in the car or in the truck. I just have them in the truck because they were literally taped on, and I didn't want to lose the plate because if I get pulled over and I can't even show them a plate at all, then who knows what would happen. But yeah, we pop the hood real quick. And this is the old trick about these trucks. If you pop the hood and it doesn't pop open, you just do that and it'll pop. Engine looks pretty decent. Of course, the air cleaner is rusty. They always get rusty. But I'm not really sure exactly what motor it is. I know it's a V8 for sure, but I don't know if it's a 305 or a 350. I think it's a 350 just because the way it runs. I mean, it pulls pretty hard and it definitely moves. It doesn't struggle at all. So I have a hard time. I mean, if this was a 305, I'd be impressed. I'd be really impressed. It's got, I mean, nothing's really missing in here. Everything's there. So maybe just the bulb for the light and the hood liner. That is pretty much it. Let me show you the inside real quick. The interior's all there. It's not missing anything. It's got the Mexican blanket. Gotta have one of those in the Chevy truck. And yeah, I got some junk in here, but I used it for work the other day. I haven't had a chance to record till now. I mean, it even came with the deck. Like, it has a Bluetooth deck in there. I mean, that's pretty solid. The bed is in pretty good shape. I got to get rid of most of this junk. I use that ladder for work, but other than that, that's all garbage. I'm gonna start it up. Yeah, let's start this thing up. know how well you can hear it, but it sounds pretty healthy. Has a little rattle. I don't know what that is yet. I'll figure it out. Yep. So that's the quick walk around. I'm about to do the brakes, and then we'll go wash this thing and see how. You know, I'm gonna take the box off too. I'm gonna take the toolbox off, and I'm gonna go wash this thing. So this toolbox is kind of cool because it has these little struts that hold it up. See if I can hold my phone real quick. And let me see if I got the right. I got the wrong size. All right, I got the screws out. So now, time to pull the box off. You know what? I take back what I said about the bed earlier, because what the fuck happened here? Oh my god. That's all bad. Alright, now obviously I got some cleaning to do. This cleaner right here is literally the best wheel cleaner I've ever used. You're gonna see what I'm talking about right now. Alright. Watch how clean these come out. This shit blew my mind the first time I used these. Or use this cleaner. Alright, now look at how good these wheels look compared to before. Look at that, dude. I mean, they still could use some work, but look at that, man. The dirt just came off. I gotta really sit here with the brush or something and really get in there, but I mean, Jesus. Just sprayed some water on it. All that crap came off. Wow. Alright, and then for stuff like this, I mean, there's probably a better way to do it, but I just get some brake cleaner, spray it on there real quick, and then just wipe it off. And there you go. It's pretty much all gone, except for like a couple dots, but pretty good. Okay, so we're out here in the truck, just taking it for a quick test drive to show you what it's about. It's pretty late here. I actually prefer driving at night because I live in a highly populated area, and during the day there's just so much traffic. I can't even really get to drive around or anything. I'm gonna just be sitting in traffic, and that's boring. But yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure that this thing has a 350. 305s are usually, I mean, they have enough power to get you around, but it's nothing like, you don't actually feel like you're moving. And this truck definitely moves. Like, it has no problem getting out of its own way. So I'm almost certain it's a 350. I'm gonna double check on it later, but you know, we'll just drive around so you can see how the truck runs. It has a little valve tick in the motor. I'll fix that eventually. No big deal. Motor still runs good and it's healthy. And yeah, as you know, with any old Chevy, they all kind of drive the same because they all have this pretty much have the same drivetrain. If you think about it, they all have like a small block or big block Chevy, and this is, I'm talking about from like the 50s all the way to I don't know, maybe like mid 90s, late 90s, maybe even early 2000s a little bit, especially with the trucks. But yeah, they all kind of drive the same, you know. It's small block or big block Chevy, either a stick, which would be like a 4-speed or 5-speed, and then you got the 3-speed or 4-speed manual or automatic. And so this thing has the 700 R4. I think a lot of people talk down on the 700 R4. They say it's a horrible transmission and it's, you know, it's a glass box or whatever, but I really don't think so. I mean, unless you're building something crazy like over 500 horsepower, you'll be fine with, you know, a 700 R4. Same thing with the T5. Like, a lot of people say the T5 is super weak. If you have over 200 horsepower, it'll blow up. That's not true at all. I have a T5 in my 3rd gen Camaro, and it has an LT1 in it, and the transmission's fine. I'll make a video on that car later. But yeah, so the truck is, you know, like I said, it drives good, it's smooth. I don't know how well you can hear the motor from in here, but it sounds pretty good. And I just learned recently that, because the truck came from Texas, and I guess out there they don't do smog checks. I don't really know. I don't live in Texas. I've never even been to Texas, so I have no idea. But they straight pipe this truck, so it's got true duals all the way to the back. I'm gonna have to fix that or figure it out. I already talked to an exhaust shop, because otherwise I can't smog this thing. That's how it goes in California. But I'll say that, I mean, some people don't really like these trucks for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe it's just the older crowd. And, oh, it's nothing like the 60s trucks or the 70s trucks. Fine, sure, if you say so. I think these are amazing trucks. I actually think these are kind of like the pinnacle of Chevy trucks. It's kind of where they had a good amount of technology to where, you know, they drive good and all that, but then they're not so like overdone on the technology that it's like no longer fun to drive. Or I mean, like, it's still a truck. The new trucks now, like, I don't know, man, I can't. The new trucks just seem more like luxury cars than actual trucks. Like, these older trucks, you can really beat them up and they'll be fine. They can take it. The new trucks just seem like, if you do anything more than like move a couch or a TV, then you're gonna break something, and it's gonna be really expensive to fix. Like that new GMC 6-way tailgate or whatever. I'd be scared to buy one of those. And most of the new trucks that I see driving around, like, I don't see them doing anything heavy. They're like doing really light work. Whereas like guys that still have these trucks, I see them like on their way to the dump or whatever, and they're hauling like tons and tons of just shit. Yeah, I feel like you don't have to be nice to these things. You don't have to be as gentle with them as the newer trucks. Newer trucks have a lot of plastic. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. That's why I like older trucks. I feel like they're just more meant for work. And the new trucks are kind of like a lifestyle thing, which is fine. I'm not hating on it. At least I'm not trying to. But I just like trucks that are trucks. They're trucks. Use them for work, use them to get shit done. And you know, you can still have fun with these too. Like, you can do just anything a newer truck can do. If you want to go fishing, you can load all your shit into the back and you know, go fishing or hunting or tailgating or whatever. Like, I feel like you don't need all that fancy stuff that these newer trucks have. But I think that's the way the car market is going now, is everything has to be like a luxury vehicle now for it to sell. That could be because of social media. Like, everybody wants to flex and like, oh, look at my brand new whatever, it's got all the bells and whistles. I'm not about that. I've always been more humble, and I just want a car or a truck or a motorcycle that just does what it's intended to do. I think if you need all that extra shit, I don't know. For cars, I can understand it, but I mean, if you're buying a motorcycle and like you need to have heated grips and heated seats and like all that, I just don't. Just get a damn car, dude. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The other thing I love about these trucks is how easy they are to work on. You got so much room under the hood. You don't need to do any weird angles with your tools or anything. You could just straight up work on the motor. It's so easy, and they're so simple. Like, the layout is just so simple. It's the frame, some suspension and wheels, the engine, transmission, and then the body on top. There's nothing to this truck. I might be a little bit biased because I never had like an F-150, not even an older one. I would like to drive one day. I've looked at them before, but it never happened. But I think they're cool looking trucks. I mean, honestly, this isn't even a comparison video. I'm just saying. But yeah, what else? I just love the way these things sound, to be honest. Just a small block Chevy with pipes. That's good enough for me. Another thing is too, with the bench seats and all that, I mean, well, there's most of them, they pretty much all come with bench seats. I'll go down this way, I guess, but they all pretty much come with bench seats. Just some of them are split, and I had a short bed with a split bench seat, and that was super comfortable. I've had a few of these trucks with the solid bench seat, and those are really comfortable as well. There's so much room inside the truck because you don't have a center console, and let me actually turn around right here, and you know, you just have room for activities. Another thing too that I love about these trucks is that they're tanks. Like, these are really, I mean, you could get one in almost any condition, because I bought a pretty bad one time. Like, I bought one out of a wrecking yard or a tow yard that, oh my god, that thing had like mixed matched flea market wheels. The tires were flat and cracked. I needed a clutch. It was actually, I didn't find out until later, it was crashed. Like, somebody wrecked it and rebuilt the front end on it. And I thought it was a GMC because I had the GMC front end on it. And even the guy that sold it to me thought it was a GMC. But then when I actually looked at the paperwork, it was a Chevrolet. I know they're the same truck, but it's just kind of funny that, you know, the way the title and everything worked out. But and I bought that truck for like $500. Oh, and it had a bunch of garbage in the bag. Like, the bed was just completely full of garbage. And when I went to the dump to go dump it all, the bed stank for like 2 days. It still had the smell of old garbage in there. There was so much wrong with that truck, but I fixed it all, and that truck had like almost 300,000 miles on it. And once I put like $500 into it, I mean, it was a solid truck. I used it for work. I drove it for about a year, and I ended up selling it because I was low on rent money with the pandemic and everything, so I ended up selling it. But it was a good truck. I wish I still had it, and I wish I still had my other short bed too, but you know, life happens. The other short bed I had was a 350 auto that I bought from the original family. I was trying to turn that into like a little street truck project, but right now I'm going to school and I just don't have the money for all these projects. I have my Camaro, I have my motorcycle. I gotta kind of slow down for the time being. At least until, you know, work picks up again and I make some more money, then I can maybe, you know, get into some other projects. But for now, this is mostly what I'm gonna have, at least for the near future. But yeah, this truck in particular has, I can't really see, it's too dark. The odometer says 217,000, and I mean, for that many miles, and considering this thing is an 89, it's in pretty damn good shape. Like I said, everything in the interior is not beat up. It even has a stereo deck in it, and it runs good. It shifts good. I can get on the freeway real quick and show you. It drives fine. Gotta wait for this big giant truck in front of us. But yeah, these things are freaking, they're tanks, and they can last forever. I've seen so many of these trucks that have 300,000 miles on it and they're still kicking hard. In fact, I'll tell you another story real quick. I had a V6, it was a 93 V6 short bed, and that thing, I remember one time, this is when I was really broke, and I was coming back home from a job, and it ran out of oil. Like, it started knocking because it was running out of oil, and I was like, shit, what do I do? So I looked up the nearest AutoZone. It was like 3 miles away. I was like, well, fuck it, here we go. And I just drove it all the way to AutoZone like that. And I was so scared I damaged the motor, because like I said, this thing had like, I think it was like 250,000 miles or something like that. And I got to AutoZone, bought the oil, put it in, and then it ran fine. It wasn't damaged, it ran like it always did. So I really think GM really built these things to be solid trucks, and it shows. I mean, they're standing the test of time right now. These trucks are, man, like an 88 is like, what, that's 30, what was it, 30, almost 35 years old, and you still see them around. This is an 89, this thing's 34 years old, and it's still going hard. I don't see these trucks dying out anytime soon. A lot of people still use them for work. I'm actually pretty glad that they haven't been completely like, I mean, there's some people that are trying to sell these trucks for a lot of money, which I think is stupid. I don't think they're worth that much yet. Maybe give it another like 10-15 years, but you can still get a good deal on them. and they're great trucks, man. They are great trucks. I love these things. I'll always be GMT400 OBS, whatever you want to call it. I love these trucks. I'm a fan. I loved them when I was a kid. When I was a kid, these were the new Chevy trucks. And I still love them to this day. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't really got much else to say. But yeah, if you're looking for an old truck, or you just need a work truck and you don't got a ton of money, get one of these, man. They're great investments. They're solid. If you love them, they'll love you back. Yeah, they're just great trucks. So anyway, this is my first time using my new GoPro. I hope everything came out okay. I'm gonna learn how to, you know, edit and do all that. I'm gonna get better at this video thing. But for now, this is what I got. So I hope you enjoyed. And that's it. I'll see you next time.